Hi everyone, this is Shobit again. Today I'm gonna be showcasing another video on BigQuery ML, and the interesting topic here is checking the visitor purchase on the e-commerce portal. Okay, I believe everybody is gonna be love that one. Everybody needs those kind of analytics. Okay, so in this one, we are going to be using BigQuery, which is provided by Google Cloud, the data warehousing or analytic database. Okay, there we are not only holding the data set, the schema, but we are going to be creating the machine learning model itself, and then we are doing the training of that model. We are evaluating the model, and then we are predicting something, and if we found during the evaluation it is not up to the mark, we are going to be re retune that model and then again evaluate. That is the cycle keep going. Okay, so just going to be showcasing certain features of BigQuery. So whosoever knows the SQL, they can do all the machine learning within those SQL statements. No need to do anything um, other than BigQueries. If you can, if your data set is relied within that BigQuery itself. Okay, you can pull that data from spreadsheet or from external data sources. I'll show you how, and then you can use the same thing. Okay, so going here we are gonna be taking some step by step approach. Again, it is the quick lab setup, what I have showed in previous videos as well. Okay, so here we have this external data source, which is data to insights dot e-commerce dot web analytics. Okay, so this is external data source which is readily available to utilize. Okay, if I go here on BigQuery, so I can quickly show that how it's visible to us. Okay, so there are this is data to inside. If you see my cursor, I'm clicking here, and these are the external data source. I'm just utilizing it. It has e-commerce, and underneath e-commerce there are certain models already available, but we are not talking about the models here from the e-commerce side, but we have certain tables what we are going to be using here. Okay, so by saying that we are running the queries what mentioned here. um, if I see, this query is basically out of the out of the total visitors who visited our website, what percentage made a purchase. Okay, everybody want to see that. So what they did is basically they took first visitors. Okay, they are just doing a total visitor and then taking the distinct of full visitor id, making the count and putting in a temporary table called visitors. Okay, then they are taking the purchase. Okay, so with the purchase same thing they are doing. They are taking the distinct of full visitor id, making account, putting in total purchase. Here they added one more condition, where total transaction is not null. Okay, so it will give your total number of purchases as well. Now, from these two temporary table visitors and purchases, we are checking how many total visitors are, how many total purchasers are, and then we are just dividing purchase by visitors, and it will give the conversion rate. If we run that data set, I have seen that it is coming as 2.69 percentage of the persons who are basically buying the stuff. Okay, now if you want to see what are the top five selling products, to do that again, it is also simple with the same data set. Um, what we are doing is we are creating some unset for hits and unset for product, and based on those unsets, unset is basically when you are talking about a json or a struct. Okay, an array of elements or fields. Okay, those are basically using unset. You can prepare your data. You are taking the product name out, you are taking the product category, and then you are checking how many units sold. Okay, to get the units sold, we are just taking the product quantity and sum it up. Okay, after the sum up, we are putting this formula where we are summing up the local product revenue, dividing this by this 1 million factor, and then rounding up to 2, and the revenue came out. Okay, so this is how we can able to run BigQuery queries. Okay, this is not about the running how to run the queries on BigQuery. This is what the response will come out, but we are gonna be going further deep into that. How many visitor bought on subsequent visit to the website? Okay, again another query um, where we are checking all visitor stats. Okay, and putting some condition here. So nothing else, just another query. So once you run this query, it will tell you total visitors and will buy on return visit 0 or 1. Okay, 0 means not buy, 1 means buy. Okay, and it is generating some percentage out of it. Okay, so these are about the queries, how we can run for the different purposes. Now what we are going to be do is, ultimate aim is to machine learning. Okay, so for machine learning we need to be creating some models. So uh, here again they ran one more query to testify bounces. Okay, bounces means customer came and jumped off, they don't want to spend any time on site, they spend those many seconds or milliseconds. Will buy on return visit, that is another 01 means, based on certain factor we set it that one. Now we have that much data available, so based on that it should be going to create a model. Okay, to create a model, what it did is they are simply asking to create a data set. Okay, which with the name of e-commerce, I created that one. Then they are saying that select a BigQuery ML model type and specify option. Okay, so for when you see my other videos, you must be seeing that there are different types of model. Mostly it is categorized into forecasting, classification, regression. Okay, all those problem. So here classification, what it does is it will do 0 or 1 for binary classifications. Okay, whether this email is spam or not spam, like that one. Okay, so and we have seen the above outcome, it was mostly related to 0 and 1s. Okay, when you are seeing whether it's bounce or not bounce, it was 0 or 1. Okay, or whether on the next visit they are going to be purchasing anything or not, those are also 0 and 1s. In fact, anything what you are feeding to machine learning, it should be turned out in some integer values. For any regression classifications problem, then only it will able to serve better, it will run the models properly. Okay, so moving forward, when I created the create data set e-commerce, then they are asking for create a BigQuery model with the appropriate uh, model type. Okay, so here the command is, or the query is, create or replace, pretty common with any data schema model. Here rather than a table, we are talking about a model. Just like in older versions we used to create or replace trigger, create or replace function. In Oracle we have I think subroutine, something I forgot what the terminology was, but here we are doing a model. Okay, and we are saying this is the data set we have mentioned, and this is the name classification model, a name we have given to this model. And there are certain options we are telling what will be the model type. It is logistic rec and label whatsoever we want to define. So we are checking on will buy on return visit or not. Okay, we saw it was 0 or 1 we earlier. So this is the query it is running with. This is the same query we have prepared earlier. Okay, just we are giving here that the same query and preparing a model on top of it. So when I did that one, um, I'll show you that it will take certain time, I think somewhere 3 to 5 minutes, to create that classification model. Okay, so this is the classification model. It is taking somewhat of time. Yeah, here. So if you see, it is mentioned the model type is logistic regression. It has given the details here when it is created, okay, and other things of this model. Okay, then they have this is the detail section. Then we have a training section, and then a evaluation section. So for each and every step, we are going to be running the queries here. So if I move further, it will after 3 to 5 minutes it will be set. Then we are going to be doing evaluation. During the evaluation, the main thing is it is identifying ROC, a visualize relationship, which is receiver operating characteristic. It will define the curve. If I show you below, here it is true positive rate, either false positive rate. What is true positive and false positive? It is coming from the confusion matrix I've showed in other videos earlier. You can check that one where we are checking that what is the actuals of positive negative versus predicted of positive and negative, and then it's make four combination. Any machine learning model is aimed for true positives, okay, and there should be less or none false positives. So that is what here you can see excellent, fair, poor, which is coming as a curve. How to draw that curve, how to reach that conclusion? You need to use this ML evaluate, okay, and you are passing your model name which you want to evaluate, and here you are mentioning that on what basis you are going to be evaluating, okay. So if I copy paste this script, it will be run, and it will be defined your ROC is 0.72, which is saying model quality is not great. Okay, 1.0, since the goal is to get the area under the curve as close to 1.0 as possible, there is a room for improvement. Okay, when it is saying room for improvement, that means it is the time to tune your model again and re-evaluate it. So for improving the model, we have now given model name is classification model 2. Okay, and what we are doing here is changing certain factors. Okay, now this model again we are creating it. We are giving the same options for logistic rag, same labels, but we are changing certain values here in the query or more data to be attached so that it can go further to our aim. So once we ran this query, it will be again take same amount of time or more to build that model. When the model is built, then again we are going to be evaluating it by ML evaluate. And this time, after you run this query, okay, then your evaluation result will come out, and it is somewhere 0.91, and the quality of this is good because it is close to 1.0. Okay, now the model is good, then it's time to predict. So you are using ML.PREDICT method here and giving this model what we have created, giving some new data to validate whether what will be the predictions on those new data. Okay, so here we are changing the data set or table name itself, and then it will gonna be predicting everything with form of 1 or 0. Okay, so this is about predicting visitor purchase for by using BigQuery ML. I hope you like it. Have a good day.